Hey, what is up, y'all? Review time, and it's the season finale of season 3 of Siesta. Y'all, today is it's just like, it's one of those days. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. But y'all aren't here for my problems. No, that's why I go to therapy. Y'all are here for a review of Siesta. All right, and we're gonna do it. And of course, there is a dramatic performance at the end. So you're gonna get another Oscar-worthy performance out of me. Okay, so let's get into it. This is the season finale, season 3, episode 22. I'm actually like happy. I'm like, I was like, is that the right time? But yeah, yes, I'm actually like happy. Okay, so we get a we get a back and forth scene between Juliet and Kelsey and BG and Garrett. Back and forth scene. So Juliet and Kelsey, they're talking about how they, finally resolved their issues that they had with the swimwear line, and how it was causing a rift in a friendship that they have. But it was because Kelsey said that, she just felt that it was because of Garrett, because she was in that relationship with Garrett. She kind of just lost her train of thought when it was coming towards the swimwear company. So she just kind of put that on the back burner. But now everything's done with Garrett, and now she wants to focus on still doing the swimwear line. And like I said, the swimwear, well, not the swimwear, but her I want to say it's like beach line, that kind of that launched. So I think it's by Kelsey Owens. That's the name of her company. So that is well, her product. So that is, she has that launched already. So we get to Garrett. Garrett's getting a tattoo, and BG's along there, and they talk about the whole Kelsey situation, and he breaks it down to him about Carly and how he was still training her behind Kelsey's back, um, and it's like he just didn't like how things ended with Kelsey, and Kelsey is like, it's just she needs to give him his key to his place, and they need to just have this final closure talk. They need to have that closure, and so she's preparing for that. Um, they also talk about JJ, not JJ, but Julia and Kelsey. They talk about Jared and JJ and how they acted towards Mike, and that whole thing. So it's another back and forth scene, and this time it's featuring Sam and Mike. Sam and Mike, they're working out and they're talking about the whole situation, and you know, Sam was like, "Yeah, I was just trying to pull you away from him," and yada yada yada, and he's like, "Oh, you were trying to fight me? Oh, it's a spectator sport." No, he was trying to be a man. Okay, he was trying to be a man and talk to you one on one, because it's an issue between three people. You, because you want to open up your mouth and start stuff. Jared and Ashley. It's not between the whole Siesta Key crew. It has nothing to do with them. No, it's between the three of y'all. So Jared was man enough to want to talk to you one on one. But no, you want to try to be hard in front of everybody else, and no. So don't call Jared a bitch. Use you the main one, my main one. So they talk about that, and then Julia, she's talking about Sam, like, oh my gosh, Sam is like such a nice guy, but like I wish he would just get like mad, like just show some type of anger, like I just want him to do that. It shows that he cares more. And Kelsey was like, I think that's a good thing. Do you not want that? And Juliet was like, yeah, that's true, but that's kind of like the immature Juliet talking. It's just, I just want to get more riled up. Girl, maybe it's just not in his character to get mad. Maybe it takes a lot to get him mad. You know, maybe he's one of those type of guys that just it takes him a lot to get mad. He's not those type of guys that, oh, one little thing happens, bam, he's mad. No, Sam looks like the type of dude that it's gonna have to take a lot to get him like pissed off and like be angry and stuff. um but both Sam and Juliet, they're feeling each other, but they just don't know what to do about it. um BG and Camilla, they meet up. Out of all the girls that like BG kind of like had a fling with, I would have to say Amanda was kind of more his speed, but Amanda, she was still stuck on JJ. And I just feel like Amanda, probably, if she was like 100% over like JJ and she kind of wanted to make that step to be exclusive with BG, I think her and BG would be like a great couple because, Madison, she was okay. But Camilla is just so annoying. She is so annoying and she moves like way too fast. And so they meet up and they talk about what happened in Miami. And they're going back and forth like, oh, you got mad because I was talking with, Amanda, and oh, you threw a drink at me. You didn't even care about my feelings. And they're just going back and forth. And Camilla, she was like, okay, look here, BG. If we want to make this work, you're going to have to not talk to any other girls except for me. I should be the only girl that's on your mind. Move out of your dad's place. And also, stop with the partying. It's overrated. Stop and grow up. First of all, don't tell somebody. Don't try to change someone. And Camilla is the type of person. She seems like the type of person that likes to get a guy and like try to like make like a project. Like she wants to like make a project, find a guy that just, isn't her standards, but then she wants to like just make them over and like make them to what she envisions. I feel like that's what Camilla is, and I feel like she's that type of girl that wants to change who Brandon is. You can't change somebody, and I feel like she's that type of person, and Brandon needs to leave her alone. Leave her alone. Like she, no, no, and that's how their conversation ended. And Ish and Madison, I'm tired. I'm sorry, but I'm like really tired of talking about their storyline. So basically, Ish and Madison, they're talking, and Madison was like, we need to make a decision on whether or not we want to move out to California or stay here in Siesta Key. And she's like, well, you're gone like 7 months out of the year. And it's like, if I'm in LA, I'm going to be there alone. And it's like, I'm going to have nobody there. And, Ish, so I guess Ish, he's the type of producer. So like, okay, how do I want to say this? When you're a producer, once again, this is this education. This is this television production education happening, kicking in. When you're a producer or like whatever you want to do in a television world, like there's different genres that you might want to do. Like say you want to just work in news, or you just want to work in live production, or you just want to like work in travel, or let's just say scripted and everything like that. So for me, I want to work in like scripted television. So scripted television is like where I see myself, where I envision myself. That's the type of, producer or director or writer that I want to do. That's the type of stuff I want to do is scripted television. Ish, he seems to be more of the travel type of person in TV production. So he's going to be traveling different, different states, different countries. And so that's his type of forte. And Madison did bring that up that Ish does travel and he's been to Canada. He just recently, I guess when they were filming, just recently finished the thing that he was doing in Canada, and then he's been in East Asia, so that's his bread and butter, traveling, television, things like that. So basically Madison was like, she doesn't want him to stop what he's doing with, traveling and with his genre that he likes working in. She doesn't want him to stop that, but it's like maybe try to, what I want to say, maybe it's like she wants him to maybe take less jobs doing that. Maybe get gigs in California, see if you can get gigs in California, but then you can still do the travel, but not as much. And Ish, he kind of agreed with that. So they compromised on that. Um, BG and his dad, this scene wasn't really that much, but BG and his dad talk about Camilla. Okay, cool. So Madison and Ish, they meet with her dad at the golf course, and she breaks it to him that her and Ish are moving out to LA, and he was like, of course, we all seen like him not being on board with the relationship with Ish and Madison. We all saw that in him just not caring about it, but he finally realized that this girl really, that his daughter really loves this guy, and he approved it. He said, "Yep, you get my approval." So she's moving out to LA. And she plans on telling everyone at her birthday party. So everybody is showing up at Madison's birthday party, maybe like days later. Showing up at Madison's birthday party, and Joe is there. We haven't seen Joe in like a minute, and that Joe is someone who is Madison's scene partner at the acting classes in Siesta Key, and he seemed to have like somewhat of a crush on her. And she introduces him to Ish, and yeah. Um, so of course, like I said, everybody's coming, and Juliet, she has on Sam's necklace, and everybody's, Chloe was like, "How much did that cost?" She was like, "Oh, 30K." Once again, throwing out the money. We get it. He comes from a rich family. Whoop de doo. And Kelsey, and like Juliet and Sam, they were kind of like being lovey dovey and, all like cute PDA. Kelsey was like, eh. She's like, eh. And I don't know, editing kind of made it seem like she was kind of annoyed with what Kelsey did. Juliet was kind of annoyed with what Kelsey did, but editing. And then they make a comment about like, "Oh, I wonder if JJ and Jared's gonna come, and like if they come, then they're gonna try to fight the both of you." Jared might try to fight, but I don't know about JJ, but Jared might try to fight. But speaking of JJ, Jared, they come in, and JJ has the same girl that he brought to Garrett's party, and they cut to Amanda. Amanda's looking like annoyed. So then Madison, I kind of like skipped over this conversation, but the scene. But Madison, she talks with Joe, and she says that she's gonna be moving to LA, and she's gonna make the announcement during the party. Kelsey and Garrett, they talk, and Kelsey brings it up to us that Carly told Kelsey that Garrett did not cheat on her. So we got that clear. Carly and Garrett didn't sleep together, and Kelsey said that she doesn't want to be like everybody else, meaning that she doesn't want to be like Juliet and Alex. She doesn't want to be like Amanda and JJ. She doesn't want to be like them, which meaning that when they break up, then they start like hating their exes and they like start talking crap about each other. She doesn't want to be like that. She wants to be friends with Garrett still. She still wants to have that, good friendship. It just, she doesn't want it to be damaged like everybody else's relationships. And they kind of agreed on that, but it's like they just they need a break from each other. And she gives him his key back. So they had their closure talk. And then they go do like flashbacks of Garrett and Kelsey and everything like that. Madison makes her announcement that she is moving to LA. And BG says that he wants to move in together with Camilla, and then Sam and JJ. Wrong J. Sam and Juliet, they make it official. Cool. Ow. Ow, my leg. Ow, my leg. Ow. Ow. Oof, that hurt it. Ow. Okay. So, the next day, Juliet and Chloe, they're going out for drinks. Okay? They're drinking I've never had rosé. Is rosé good, y'all? I've never had rosé before. But they be drinking it on the show. So Juliet and Kelsey, no, Juliet and Chloe, they are going out for drinks. And they get a phone call from Mike. He's like, hey, are you guys busy? I got something I really need to tell you guys, okay? All right, cool. We're here at the Overton, whatever they said. But yeah, come on over. Bam. So Mike goes over. Mike was like, okay, look, I don't want to ruin friendships or anything like that, but, okay, Kelsey put out like this open invitation if anybody wanted to get brunch or anything like that. And so Sam and I went to get brunch with her. She brings up to Sam, so Sam, what do you think Juliet's real intentions are with you? What? What? Like, why? Why would you? Why? Um, and he later says that Kelsey said that she thinks Juliet's intentions with Sam are not good. And Juliet was like, did Sam believe her? And he was like, no, we just got up and walk away. And then Chloe says, what have I always told you about Kelsey? That girl only cares about herself and nobody else. And Juliet was like, yeah, I've been thinking like she's been kind of jealous of me for like a long time. And first of all, Kelsey, I know you're her friend, but you have no right to talk to her boyfriend alone. You have no right to do that at all. At all. No. So that was disrespectful, Kelsey. Um so then we get Alyssa. Like, what? I guess they're trying to wrap up that story. But Alyssa and her dad have dinner, and basically that whole conversation was that Alyssa's mom wants a ring. That's it. She wants a ring out of this whole relationship because of what he's done to Alyssa. And Alyssa was like, yeah, she wants it, but it's like, whatever happens, happens. That was that conversation. Now, y'all, this is dramatic time, okay? This is dramatic scene time. Oscar worthy performance, okay? So, let me set it up for y'all. Set it up. Um, Juliet, she's like, I have to talk to Kelsey. This is just really upsetting me. I text her saying that we need to talk. Okay, cool. Kelsey comes. Action. Okay, hold on. Let me look. Okay, because I literally like wrote down word for word what they said, but then I might kind of like improvise and things like that. Okay, so action. Why would you like say those things about me? Like, why would you say what my intentions are with Sam? Like, why would you do that? Can I speak? Can I speak? It's just why would you say that? Why? I just feel that your intentions are not good because I think you are still in love with Alex. I am not in love with Alex. Okay, Juliet. Don't you think it's kind of weird that you will go and like talk to my boyfriend without me there? Do you think that's kind of rude? Do you not get it? Juliet, I just think your intentions aren't real because you just don't. I don't think you care about Sam at all. And it's like, no. You know what? I have been with guys who are just so rude, and so like I find me a guy who's really sweet and I'm actually like happy with him. Like I'm falling in love with this dude. Are you sure like you're not just using him for like the money and anything like that? Wait, whoa, are you serious? Really? I can't believe you just said that. I mean, you were with Alex and like you're with him for like the status and everything like that. And like, are you sure you're with Sam because you care about him or just his money? Wow, I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you just said that. Wow, I can't even talk to you. Wow. And they walk, and she walks away. They both walk away. Um, like, why would you? First of all, I kind of agree with what both of them were saying because Kelsey, why would you go and talk to Sam without Juliet. Why would you do that? And on Kelsey's side, I kind of agree with her. Like, Juliet, are your intentions real with Sam? Are they real with Sam? Because, like I've been saying, since Sam came on, like half of the season, second half of the season, you've been just gloating about his money, saying he's loaded. And then when you're talking about him to Ashley, you're like, he's sweet, he's loaded, and he's, super nice. It's like every chance you get, you bring up that, he comes from money. And it's like, are you for real? Like, do you like really care about? She's like, she's known it for 5 years, but then around that time, I guess that was when she was with Alex, and it's like, of course, like Kelsey said, you were with Alex, and you're so accustomed to this lifestyle, with the big house and the money, and his status and everything. It's like, it's not making you look good, Julia. It's not making you look good, but that was our whole conversation. So they walk away. And so we're flash forwarding. And Juliet's doing a voiceover. It's Valentine's Day, and Sam and Juliet, they go sit on a boat, and he gives her like this, watch. BG and Camilla, they're happy. Whatever. Kelsey, she's sitting at the beach. Carly, she's in a bar, and she walks up to Garrett. I'm like, Garrett, you're trash. Madison and Chloe, they're packing. Alex, they don't show his face, but he's looking at rings for Alyssa. And they talk about painting which color for the baby's room. And then, the shocker. We see Amanda. She's looking at her phone. And girl, it's a picture of JJ and Kara. What? JJ, what? Like, I was like, are you serious? JJ, what's going on? I'm like, oh Lord, this is gonna be like a cliffhanger. Like, what? And that was the end of season 3. That was the season finale of season 3. Now let's talk about the reunion. Like I said, I didn't watch the reunion. I only like flip back and forth with this, so I really didn't watch it all. But from the reviews, what do I remember? They talked about Kelsey and Juliet's relationship, and they talked about how, like, they hope that they can be friends again, because